Hi, this is Dennis Edwards of The Temptations, and you're watching the Valley Gold Show.
It's the all-new Valley Gold with Debórah. This is the show that brings you the stars, the stories, and the performances. You'll see familiar faces, and you'll get to learn more about how they do what they do. So stay tuned. Debórah has great features in store for you on the all-new Valley Gold with Debórah. Special delivery. That's what each newborn baby is in the hands of your team in the village. Dr. Rodney Hill and his professional staff of nurse practitioners, conveniently located on 5th Avenue in Youngstown, open weekdays and Saturdays. Excellent prenatal care is what helps ensure a healthy baby. So for the best women's health, reproductive, and prenatal care, you'll want to be in the hands of Dr. Rodney Hill and Mama Carol. They're your team in the village where every delivery is special. Trust, dignity, and peace of mind. These are the qualities you look for when planning the memorial service of a loved one. L.E. Black Phillips and Holden Funeral Home is the name families have come to rely on for pre-need planning, grief support, financial guidance, and compassion during life's most difficult time. Located at 1951 McGuffey Road in Youngstown, in the time of need, it's L.E. Black Phillips and Holden Funeral Home, still caring for the memories most cherished by you. Coming soon, Youngstown Park and Recreation Department presents the Yo Spotlight Summer Series 2024. Free outdoor concerts every Wednesday at the Spring Commons Park in downtown Youngstown. If you're a vendor or a performer, contact the Parks Department to find out how you can get involved. Email us at yospotlightconcerts@gmail.com. yospotlightconcerts@gmail.com.
Since my man and I ain't together, keeps raining all the time. Life is bare, gloom and misery everywhere. Stormy weather, just can't get my poor old self together. I'm so weary all the time, When he walked away, the blues walked in and met me. And if he stays away, oh, rocking chair'll get me. All I do is pray the Lord above will let me walk in the sun once more. Since my man and I ain't together, keeps raining all the time, When he walked away, the blues walked in and met me. And if he stays away, oh, rocking chair'll get me. All I do is pray the Lord above will let me walk in the sun once more. I can't go on ain't together keeps raining all the time. Keeps raining all the time. Keeps raining all the
That was Ross Chapman, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, we're the Charlites, and you're watching the Valley Gold Show.
Coming soon, Youngstown Park and Recreation Department presents the Yo Spotlight Summer Series 2024. Free outdoor concerts every Wednesday at the Spring Commons Park in downtown Youngstown. If you're a vendor or a performer, contact the Parks Department to find out how you can get involved. Email us at yospotlightconcerts@gmail.com. yospotlightconcerts@gmail.com. Trust, dignity, and peace of mind. These are the qualities you look for when planning the memorial service of a loved one. L.E. Black Phillips and Holden Funeral Home is the name families have come to rely on for pre-need planning, grief support, financial guidance, and compassion during life's most difficult time. Located at 1951 McGuffey Road in Youngstown, in the time of need, it's L.E. Black Phillips and Holden Funeral Home, still caring for the memories most cherished by you. Special delivery. That's what each newborn baby is in the hands of your team in the village. Dr. Rodney Hill and his professional staff of nurse practitioners, conveniently located on 5th Avenue in Youngstown, open weekdays and Saturdays. Excellent prenatal care is what helps ensure a healthy baby. So for the best women's health, reproductive, and prenatal care, you'll want to be in the hands of Dr. Rodney Hill and Mama Carol. They're your team in the village, where every delivery is special.
She's got to say it's all right. Mm-hmm. Say it's all right. It's all right. It's all right to have a good time. 'Cause it's all right. Whoa, it's all right. Everybody clap your hands. Come on. Now give yourself a chance. You got soul. And everybody knows that it's alright. Whoa, it's alright. You got soul. And everybody knows that it's alright. Whoa, it's alright.
Fabulous Edsels! The Edsels! Yeah, give it up for the Edsels. All right. And we will be right back after this.
You're watching The Debórah Show, Vegas style. The Debórah Show is brought to you in part by L.E. Black Phillips and Holden Funeral Home, honoring the legacy of life. And by Dr. Hill and Associates in Women's Health of the Mahoning Valley Incorporated.
Fans in the house.
I see.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you hear that? Would you do that again, Marshall?
I see.
I just love a good bass, and he's so smooth. And I guess we should introduce everybody. We have Marshall Sewell, James Reynolds, Danny Friendly, and Maurice Jones, the Edsels. So let's talk about how you all even began. 52 years ago, 1957?
57. Why don't we just say a few?
Oh, now see, he's been listening to a lot of women, because we don't go there, right?
Yeah, we started back in 1957. We got the group together. We made our first recording in 1958 of Lama Lama Ding Dong at Snyder's Studio in Cleveland, Ohio.
I thought that was pretty remarkable because most groups don't record just 1 year after they've been together. So you guys have had a pretty remarkable career.
Oh, yeah, we kind of lucked out on that, yes. I agree.
So was it George that wrote Lama Lama Ding Dong?
Yes, it was. George came to me, well, he came to the group at a rehearsal one day, and he says, Marsh, I have a new song I want you guys to learn. So I asked him, what's the name of it? He says, Lama Lama Ding Dong. I said, are you kidding? I can't even say it. How are we supposed to sing it? But he says, don't panic. I'm going to teach you guys how to do it. And that's exactly what he done, and the rest is history.
So Jimmy, what was your reaction to Lama Lama Ding Dong?
Well, I was sort of ecstatic as Marcia was, but one thing I want to clear up, Marcia said it was Lama Lama Ding Dong, but it was Lama Lama Ding Dong. And if you have that copy, it's only worth about $200.
That was the mistake.
That was
copy,
the
right?
mistake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But after George introduced it to us and showed us the part, the first tape went well, and we rolled from there.
So did any of you have the slightest hint that it was going to be such a worldwide hit?
No, I did not. In fact, I really didn't like the song when we first started singing it. But that just goes to show how wrong I was about what can be a hit and what can't not be a hit, you know.
So initially, what kind of songs did you think were going to be received better? Maybe ballads or love songs, or what did you have in mind?
I always loved ballads. We recorded a song I think is probably one of the best songs that we ever recorded as far as a ballad is concerned. That was what brought us together.
And that's one of your favorites.
That's my favorite.
So what about you? What about you, Jimmy?
Back then, it was just a variety. And when Ram was introduced, I just had this big hope that it would excel as some of the others. I didn't really have a pick. I went behind Lama Lama Ding Dong 100%, hoping that the big splash would happen. And it didn't, and then it did.
So, okay, was it through radio play initially that made the song take off, or were you guys performing it live? How did you get it launched?
A man by the name of Tony Mark introduced it to another man named Jim Madrix. And at the time it was put out, it went down. But there was a group out of Pittsburgh called the Marcells. And they come out with a song, Blue Moon. And Blue Moon went straight to the top. And the men in New York realized that they had a song on their desk called Lama Lama Ding Dong with the bass lead.
So that was the significant factor, that Blue Moon had a bass lead, and then they realized there was another one with a bass lead.
They re-released Lama Lama Ding Dong, and it went straight up.
Now see, that's something, because that's more of a science, where when we listen to music, we think it becomes a hit simply because we love the way it sounds and everybody just gravitates to the music. But the people in the industry are looking at the science of it.
Absolutely.
So you got any more bass lead numbers you want to come out with?
Not right now. We are working on some songs, but as far as a bass lead, we haven't put one of those in our lineup yet.
A question for you, Marshall.
Yes.
Have you always stopped traffic with that bass voice of yours?
Not even when I'm trying. I mean, I don't really try to do this.
Do the women just kind of fall all over it?
Nah.
Okay, so Jimmy, were the rest of the guys, everybody vocally, you guys' singing ability is top notch, but, just between you and me, not everybody else. When you all were just talking, did the rest of the guys ever get a little envious because Marshall could just pierce anything with that bass?
Well, Marshall had a special way of attracting attention when he just said a few words, and we just named him the bass man.
Okay, the bass man.
Bass man.
So let's talk about some of your travels. You guys launched off with when Lama Lama Ding Dong actually, that's a tongue twister. When Lama Lama Ding Dong actually took off, then did you go into a big tour schedule? Describe what your careers became like after that?
We started out in New York with a agency called Universal Traction, which back then all of the stars worked out of Universal Traction, even Elvis Presley. And they picked us up. And they had like tour packages. They would send one to the south, east, west, and north. And with sometimes 10 acts on. And we got on the tour package and we traveled from the Apollo in New York City. We went to the Royal in Baltimore, Maryland. We left there and went to the Howard in Washington, D.C. And we left there and went to the Royal again in Chicago. These were the major spots that the rock and roll shows were. But then we had the small places we went, other than the big places all over the country. New York, Chicago, Washington, you name it, the Edsels was there.
So what was it like in terms of leaving your hometown? Did you leave a lot of fans back here? Did they understand what was going on with you? Were people tracking you?
I don't think they did. We had one objective in mind, trying to get on top with the hit record.
Okay.
And then come back and let them see that we made it. Yeah.
So, okay, you started touring. The record was selling well.
Oh, yes.
What were some of the challenges of being on the road?
Marsh.
Tiredness. It might seem to the average person that this is really a beautiful thing, but there's a lot of work in entertainment. It's a lot of rehearsal, it's a lot of traveling, and it's a lot of not getting the proper rest. But
And home cooking too, right?
Oh, in the South now, you get some good home cooking down there. But we're just grateful that we were able to do it, and we're still able to do it.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more with Debórah and the fabulous Edsels. Special delivery. That's what each newborn baby is in the hands of your team in the village. Dr. Rodney Hill and his professional staff of nurse practitioners, conveniently located on 5th Avenue in Youngstown, open weekdays and Saturdays. Excellent prenatal care is what helps ensure a healthy baby. So for the best women's health, reproductive, and prenatal care, you'll want to be in the hands of Dr. Rodney Hill and Mama Carol. They're your team in the village, where every delivery is special. The Debórah Show is brought to you in part by L.E. Black Phillips and Holden Funeral Home, honoring the legacy of life. It's time to sit down with someone you know. I'm Debórah Benton, and I'd like you to join me on my website. Log on to thedeboraahshow.com and you'll get great info. Find out who's next on the show, and you can even get audience tickets from the site. To check out my blog, get my international broadcast schedule, or to order products, log on to thedeboraahshow.com. If you'd like to be a guest, or if you just want to share your opinion, visit me online at thedeboraahshow.com. Let's keep the party going. Coming soon, Youngstown Park and Recreation Department presents the Yo Spotlight Summer Series 2024. Free outdoor concerts every Wednesday at the Spring Commons Park in downtown Youngstown. If you're a vendor or a performer, contact the Parks Department to find out how you can get involved. Email us at yospotlightconcerts@gmail.com. yospotlightconcerts@gmail.com. There's more to come with Debórah.
Okay, so just before we took our commercial break, we were discussing how you actually began and how Lama Lama Ding Dong took off, and I actually said that without stumbling this time. So let's talk about how Danny and Maurice managed to come into the group.
Well, there's a story here. After years went by and rock and roll began to go down, George decided to go on his own, and Larry started to go on his own.
And we should mention George and Larry were two of the original
The
members
original
of the
guy.
group.
Yes.
So that left Marshall, me, and Harry, but we needed a lead singer. And I was at this church, Price Memorial, if I'm saying it, and I heard this young lady sing, and I approached her and asked her if she liked to sing with the Edsels. And right away she responded. But the gist of it is, it was Danny Friendly's sister. And Danny was about this long
Probably not even that long.
on the floor, listening to us. He told me as years went by, I had a desire to sing with us. And now today, here he is, Danny.
That's wonderful. The music was just getting good on the inside.
Yeah, it was.
And Maurice has been with us all his life.
Really?
Yes, after he went through the regular waiting period, after my son sang, and then it was Reese's turn.
It was Reese's turn.
Yeah, it's his turn. And he has been helped us ever since then.
You know, I want to point something out too, because I've interviewed a lot of different musicians, and I think one of the things that is fantastic about you all's group, you never had the substance abuse problems that a lot of the groups have had.
No. That is definitely a no-no.
So is that something that you check out before you bring somebody in, or?
We do our very best to make sure that anyone that joins this vocal group don't have that problem.
Have you ever turned anybody down because of that?
Yes, we have.
And of course, we won't name names.
No, we won't name names, but we have.
Now, you all started off in the Youngstown, Ohio area. Some were Camel, Struthers, that region.
Yes.
Now, were both of you in the service before you started the group, or how did you actually initially form?
No, George was in the Air Force. I was in the Air Force. And we sort of touched bases. He was singing, and I was with a group called the Del Vikings in the Air Force. And we both got discharged about the same time. And when we arrived home, our first thought was to formulate another group and keep the singing going. And just so happened, all through high school, Marshall was basing down the halls. and Larry and Harry just sang all the time. So we went and come together, and we've been ever since.
Really? So what are some of your favorite memories as being part of the Edsels?
A few days ago, I'm going to give it to you, but a few days ago, 2 weeks ago, we were doing a show in Cleveland outside, and it was warm, and we were doing hot songs.
Kind of like up under these lights?
Yes, and all of a sudden, the mayor come to the stand, and I'm going to let Marsh take it from here.
Well, he came over and he asked me, he said, Marsh, what song are you guys going to sing? So I gave him the lineup, what the songs we're going to sing. He says, do you know White Christmas?
Wait a minute, this was just a few days ago.
A few weeks ago.
And this is the month of August,
yes.
so okay.
And I responded by saying, yes, sir, I sure do. I said, we usually sing it because it's a seasonal song. And we usually sing it around Christmas. He said, oh, is that right? I said, yes, sir. So he said, I like White Christmas. I said, you do? I said, it's in July? He said, yeah. I said, oh, no, wait. Then he said, Marsh, how you think the fellow's going to feel when you won't be able to pay him after this show? And I said, of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmas sings
white. Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Nothing to do but take a commercial break. We'll be right back with the fabulous.
Stay tuned for more with Debórah and the fabulous Edsels. Coming soon, Youngstown Park and Recreation Department presents the Yo Spotlight Summer Series 2024. Free outdoor concerts every Wednesday at the Spring Commons Park in downtown Youngstown. If you're a vendor or a performer, contact the Parks Department to find out how you can get involved. Email us at yospotlightconcerts@gmail.com. yospotlightconcerts@gmail.com. It's time to sit down with someone you know. I'm Debórah Benton, and I'd like you to join me on my website. Log on to thedeborahshow.com and you'll get great info. Find out who's next on the show, and you can even get audience tickets from the site. To check out my blog, get my international broadcast schedule, or to order products, log on to thedeborahshow.com. If you'd like to be a guest, or if you just want to share your opinion, visit me online at thedeborahshow.com. Let's keep the party going. Tune in again next week for more with the fabulous Edsels.
I've got a girl named Lama Lama Ding Dong. She's fine to me. Lama Lama Ding Dong. You won't believe, but she's mine, all mine. Boom, 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 boom. I always loved her.
You'll have a blast.